In this demo, we will walk you through exposing OpenAPI specifications for REST services. Before you begin, you should be familiar with project creation and integration of YAML basics. Let us open the integration.caml.yaml file. As you can see here, we have two REST endpoints configured, a GET and a POST. Both are mapped to their respective routes. Please note that the first route uses the Atlas map for both request and response, while the second route doesn't use any Atlas map. The OpenAPI generation steps are mostly the same, but when you are working with Atlas map, there are few extra steps we need to handle. We will discuss them as we proceed. First, let's go back to the REST tab and create a new configuration. On the right side, you see a bunch of options available. We will explain the important options for generating our OpenAPI spec. We will select Servlet as our component type. For this scheme, you can choose HTTP or HTTPS. I'll stick with HTTP for this demo. Now, for the host, port, and context path, you can grab these values from your container-config.yaml file. These are specific to your project setup. Populating these values will help you get several URL in OpenAPI spec. Next, we will define the API context path. This is your REST endpoint where the API docs will be accessible. We will use /API-docs here. Click the EIP Advanced Properties. If you don't need X forwarded headers, you can disable them here. Disabling this will provide you with the complete server URL in the generated OpenAPI spec. Scroll down and you will find API Property section. Make sure you add API.title and API.version of your choice. This will ensure info section is populated in the OpenAPI spec. Let me populate them. Now let us configure request and response body types in individual endpoints. We will start with out get endpoint. I'll select it and scroll down to EIP Advanced Properties section. Here you'll see type and out type. These represent your request and response types. You need to provide fully qualified bean names here. You can either type them manually or select them from the registry. Let us select the appropriate request and response types, and that's it for the GET endpoint. Now for the POST endpoint, since we are using Atlas map, we need to generate beans first. Let's navigate the route section and open the request Atlas map. Since this handles the request, we'll work with the source schema. Click on Generate Beans option. Provide your package name and class name here. Then click Generate. Since these beans are already generated, we will skip this step. Now let's do the same for the response. Open the response Atlas map. This time we are dealing with the target schema since it's the response side. Click Generate Beans option. Enter your package and class name and generate the beans. Since this is already done, we will move on to the next step. Now that our beans are ready, let's go back to the REST tab and select the POST endpoint. Scroll down to the EIP Advanced Properties and click the Registry button. You will see Schema Beans here. Click on it and select the request and response beans we just generated in the Routes tab. Perfect! Our configuration is complete. Now we'll build and deploy the project. Once deployed, your OpenAPI specification will be available at the configured endpoint. Let's go ahead and hit the OpenAPI spec endpoint. The OpenAPI specification is displayed. You can see all the configured details here, the request and response schemas along with info section. Everything looks good, just as we set it up. You can now use this spec in your preferred REST client, whether it's Postman or any other tool you like. That's all for this demo. Thanks for watching.